Hello friends, it is now morning 6 o'clock. Those cats, they have literally changed my life in many ways. I used to get up very late. Now, because of them, so I have to feed them. It's my duty. So, whatever time I get this morning, I got up. Okay, now they're waiting for me to offer food. So, what I do, I usually go home just to see, go to kitchen, try to see. This is the chicken what I kept for them. Now I have to prepare those chicken. I have to boil them because as per doctor's advice, oh, there are some problem that is happening. Raw chicken, the small kittens, they are not able to digest. So I have to boil and feed them. So in order to boil, what I essentially need to do, take out those chicken and boil them. What I do, this is what I need to do. So I need to switch on the gas. Okay, I have to pour water. This is water I am putting. Okay. Now I have to place one small dot for 10 minutes. Things will be kind of semi-boiled with little salt. So this part is done. Now I have to wait for 10 minutes to get things ready. So friends, what I am trying to tell here over here, that sometimes you feel that to influence your life you might require very great personalities. The facts are not true. A small cat also can influence your life. A dog also can influence your life. A dog also can make you a true deshbhakt, true human. For that, you might not go to temple or any worship place. It's a natural thing, probably you can learn from the animal world, because nobody has taught those cats or dogs, for that matter, how to behave, how to be disciplined, and also how to be honest. So this is what I have learned. So let's wait for 10 minutes and I'll make sure that their foods are ready. Meantime, my breakfast also will be ready. So I will have breakfast, then I'll go to office, do some work. Oh friends, my purpose of talking about cats and dogs is not the main purpose of my discussion. My purpose of discussion is something else. In today's world, you always find that we are all frustrated. We are all frustrated because of the present situation, corona pandemic. Sometimes you wonder that what is the possibilities you have in front of you. When I talk about the possibilities, being as a normal sensible person, what you essentially need to do in your life, what are the means you have in the current situation. Do you see any ideals in front of you? Either it is in political establishment throughout the world, you can check thoroughly whether you have any ideals that you can follow. I can tell you, last 30-40 years or 50 years, there is no as such any great personalities that can influence your life, then what you do? We, as a common man who are only worried about their bread, butter life, your day to day basis life, they always tend to think that you should follow somebody, follow philosophy, that how the others great leaders, great philosophers, what they have done it. Since there is nobody in present days, because in each global political leaders, you take anybody, I'm not naming anybody, there is nothing to learn because everybody has their vested interest. Holistically, when we talk about the humanity, holistically, when we talk about the welfare of human being, then we really go back to little back. Why we today till remember or the philosophy of Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, why we recall the great leaders who fought for the Indian struggle, like Subhash Chandra Bose, the great personalities like Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Binoy Badal Dinesh. Why we recall those great poets, Shukanta Bhattacharya, Rabindranath Tagore, Michael Madhusudan Datta, the great literature who has written Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, probably Jibanananda Das, those are the literature probably in Bengal. You will find world literature also. You will find so many personalities, Shakespeare, Shelley, Keats, Byron. So probably those are the things because their literature are so touchy and it really touches your heart. Their each word is very very important, very important in that if you read really Shakespeare or Wordsworth literature, poetry, for that matter, anything, you see the energy level, the entropy value of each word is so enormous. It's like a building blocks, and it always talks about humanity, talks about the society, talks about anything related to human being, anything related to welfare. They think of in a very universal way, not in a conservative way. So by the time I'll see whether my things are ready or not. So it is now boiling. Okay, this is again going to take another 4 5 minutes time. So I have to wait for another 7 8 minutes to getting things boils down. Oh no, what is happening? Okay, have to wait. Have to wait for few minutes now because initial level is was ice formed for things to be normalized for another 10 minutes. Okay, just wait for 10 minutes. Now what I'm trying to do it, I have to wait. That cats are waiting outside. Oh, see how eagerly they are waiting. They they cry so much, so they make your heart so weak. I have to do something. They have that sixth sense, like no. So wait for 10 minutes. I'll make sure that your things are ready. Wait. Wait, wait. So generally, there are a lot of question may arise that why to feed those cats. I do not have really any answer for that, but I read somewhere that if you feed those cats and all, they are going to bless you. So even I don't believe in blessing. It's my job and duty to help them because in Corona time people are not throwing outside foods, so they are not getting access to foods. So I have to do that. So friends, so this is also very tiny animals, fish they are living in my house. I closely watch them, feed them, my all family members and all. They are feeding them. This is a good thing. Some live things you have at home that makes everything very live and they entertain us like anything. So, friends, what I was trying to tell or talk about your philosophy, ideals of life. What is the next generation they are going to learn from the society? I personally really go back to history. I love those personalities like Nelson Mandela who struggle for racism, poverty, many other issues. Whole life they have spent in jail. The kind of struggle they have made, it is phenomenal. Talk about Mother Teresa, how this lady has served the humanity and they have got Nobel Prize. So basically what I am trying to understand is if you do not have any present day ideals, really you go back to the history of science, history of philosophy, and those are the people probably can influence your life in many ways. And people talk about what is there to learn about or talk about those personalities. But if you do not have the ideals, if you do not have the goals, whoever is not able to show you, at least from the history you can learn from those great personalities. Now, those personalities cannot influence you overnight, but definitely their literature or their work, their scientific work, their credential can help you to become a logical man. You can also think because each individual has the capabilities to do much better thing than what they can do. So this is what they can, it can help you in building your life in many ways. This helping is very required. It's a kind of a character development. So friends, what I'm more interested to give little my understanding to the young kids whoever is doing pursuing their academic career in various fields in order to avoid their frustration because what they're going to do after coming out from the university colleges engineering college or whichever academic exercise they are doing it, they should follow certain things. First of all, they should think. Nowadays we are not thinking. We should be, first of all, anything you do in your life, you should be a good thinker first. When you choose your profession, whatever profession you want to choose, first of all, you need to decide where is your preferences, what are the things your likings. if you want to become an entrepreneur, and for that case probably you have to be very very serious that what are the strength weakness you have. If you are very academic, you need to pursue your academic career further, it's fine. But a lot of times there are certain building blocks that you have some knowledge about certain technology, or you have developed something either in your through project, through research, or any theoretical idea, anything the idea, probably those idea you can concentrate and you can think of become an entrepreneur for that. So my greatest influence in my life, there are many people that have influenced me what I am today. So those influences, like I'll talk about the great inventor Alfred Nobel. At childhood, I used to read Alfred Nobel, the Nobel Prize Foundation. He has developed this much level. When I went to college level, I read little bit. University level, I read little bit. But really, I was curious to know who is Alfred Nobel. When I try to get into this man, it's a really fascinating thing. Alfred Nobel is one of the greatest scientists, an inventor, an entrepreneur in 18th century in Europe. He born close to 832, if I am not wrong. So I do not have the data right now, or I do not have any readily speech available or write up available. The man basically a chemist, engineer, and innovator. The man who is having 355 patents. You think about at the age of 30 to 50, this man can have 355 patents. If everybody is unaware about the patents, this is basically your own technology, your own idea, your own innovation you are protecting. So basically, he's a very, very smart man. In today's life, we are scared to have one patent. You spend your entire life to have one patent if you are in the academic field. But this man had 355 patents. Please remember this word. On that, he has got patent for dynamite. He's called the dynamite man. His patents related to various fields. What he has done, apart from his academic or inventions, gradually what he has done, he has tried to manufacture his own invention, what he has done in the form of product. This dynamite is one of his product, and he's basically a family from a affluent family. They had a business, Bofors. You know, the Bofors, it is a company. They're into initially iron and steel business. So having iron and steel business, since the dynamite has in 18th century has got a lot of prospect in Europe, basically your Alfred Nobel from Stockholm, Sweden. He is born in Sweden. So in Europe there at that time a lot of conflict, and he used to sell dynamite. Business is prospered like anything. So out of that, the number of companies he has developed, and through his own skill and effort, typically he is a scientist come businessman, rather, as I say. It's a smart act. What I say, people talk about, you 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 can only be a scientist or only be a researcher, but you cannot be a businessman. I'd say in modern day we all should learn a lesson. If you have the scientific spirit, if you have developed something, So you can have your own enterprise, you can do that. And for that matter, whatever things are required, if you have the spirit, if you have the courage, if you have the understanding, you can always do that. Why I am saying that, we always expect that the system is going to offer you, I am qualified, my system is going to offer me job, it's the duty. But why we don't we understand in the reverse way? System has given you education, system has given you whatever facilities required to become a qualified person. Now it's your duty to use your mind, do something of your own, and give people opportunity to work. It's the other way around. Rather than you are thinking that I have studied up to this much and system should give me job. If they are not able to give you job, then you open up the constitution, say, look, in constitution is written that everybody is freedom, liberty, and everything is written, and it is the job of the state to offer you job opportunity. It is not that way. Society is made of us only. We people make the society. See, government or is your constitution is not different from you. It is constitution is a kind of a guidelines. That guidelines gives you some path or direction how to follow those norms, right? So I'm not getting into the constitution part. I'm talking about an individual. If you critically analyze any individual, let's say you become a qualified person in one place, if you are able to create job opportunity for maybe for 10, like that, if we tend to think whoever is coming out from the universities, from the different engineering college, different institute, academic institute, they might think of doing such kind of exercise, and that opportunities are available, or if it is not available, that can be created. Nowadays things are very open, you have incubation center, many things are available. So you can always do that. Even if you do not have your own technology, if you feel that I want to become an entrepreneur, there are readily things available, you can always do that. But to do that, you need to have courage, you need to have the idea how to execute those plans. Friends, what I'm coming back to, Dr. Alfred Noble. Dr. Alfred Noble, as I have told you, he is a typical businessman plus innovator. He is a combination. He can bat, he can bowl, he can run. So he has showed us that if you have the real spirit and courage, you can do anything. So that is the number one lesson I have taken from Alfred Nobel. That is influence in my life, whatever I'm doing it. So it is not a great thing I'm doing it. At least I am able to make my own life or giving some jobs to somebody, creating an opportunity to do some exercise and helping society. There is a research activities that we are doing it. So it is your own satisfaction at the end of the day what you do. Dr. Alfred Nobel, his greatest influence to me after reading his life, it changed me totally. So, what essentially I did, same concept probably I have tried to imbibe that whatever knowledge, understanding I have learned, let me do something. So, I've been doing for last 20 years the same exercise. There is no problem, absolutely. I'll talk about what are the things I'm doing, what are the technology I'm pushing on climate change research and studies, what are the simulation modeling I am doing it, that I'm going to talk about, what are the projects I have executed both globally, India and abroad, and all those things are going to talk about in my different presentation. But this man can be helpful to many Indians, qualified Indians who are sitting thinking that government is going to do job. For them, my advice would be let's let's come back to the ground reality. If you have really something good, you can be an entrepreneur, you can lead your life, you can also show path to others how to lead the life. The second part, I was talking about Dr. Noble. What he has done is again, he is a very smart man. So after having 355 patents, he kept his all technology uh, rights in his belt. So in 1890s, when like no, in the older age, he thought of doing something else. It is not he thought of doing something else. He has accumulated huge amount of money by selling his technologies. In that time, those technology worth 132 US dollar, 132 million US dollar. Say it is an estimated asset he has generated. So when you are in a very old age, what you are going to do? He thought of doing something for the humanity. What he has done. So in 1895, he formed a will. In this will, what he has mentioned, he has talked about the Nobel Foundation. I was talking about the Nobel Foundation. This Nobel Foundation he has formed. The objective of the Nobel Foundation, he has deliberated over there that what are the objectives would be. So he has chosen that 95.4% of his total assets to be invested in the Nobel Foundation as a private firm. Okay, this is quite interesting. That means the total assets what he had that time, out of those assets, 94% money to be invested for the Nobel Foundation. Also, he has clearly categorized that what are the fields that going to get the Nobel Prize and the modality. So in this will, what he has mentioned that that in the field of physics, chemistry, physiology, peace, and literature. So what I told, there are five domain areas he has decided. One is physics, another is chemistry, third is physiology, fourth is literature, and fifth is peace. So these five domain areas, he has covered the entire spectrum of things what is required for development, and he told that these five categories, each year one best mind to be selected openly, irrespective of any country, any religion. It can be from anywhere from the world. So it's a kind of open selection, and that prize money to be distributed equally. In that time, the prize money is close to 1 million uh, Sweden currency. So now it is close to 10 million Sweden currency. Now see, in 1901, the first Nobel Prize started, even though it is established close to 5 years back. The Nobel Foundation, it took little time to develop and all. So in this will, he has clearly mentioned it will be a private entity. So my purpose of telling over here, if anybody is thinking that Nobel Foundation is a government organization, they are totally wrong. In this clear will, it is clearly mentioned it's a private organization. Even today also, it is running as a private company. They they pull money from different sources. Now the present asset value of Nobel Foundation is close to 4,500 Swedish knots. It is close to 250 million US dollars. It's a huge amount of money that Nobel Foundation is having, and it has been managed by the private entity, and it has got everything like a private company. Their chairman, deputy chairman, managing director, all those things. The way it has been managed, it is privately managed. But Dr. Alfred Nobel has clearly mentioned that no one from the core management group won't be involved in the processing of or selection of Nobel Prize. So there is a clear demarcation that prize money or whoever is going to be selected for the Nobel Prize, it will be a fair selection. In this selection process, what he has done, he has clearly told there are few academic institute like Swedish National Academy, Norwegian National Academy. Those organizations will be involved, and in turns they will be taking advices in their committee from the greatest mind for that particular year. The application will be selected and Nobel Prize will be given. Now I'm talking about 1901. Today's 2021. Last close to 122 years Nobel Prize that is given to close to more than 1,000 renowned personalities from the field of science, field of literature, field of physics, medicine, peace, various fields, starting from Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Mother Teresa. So you name anything like Watson and Crick, uh, those people who has contributed enormously in the field of science and changed the shape of the science. So I am not getting into each topic. What are the individual contribution of each scientist? Those are a very long topic to discuss. But what I am trying to tell over here that Nobel Foundation has rewarded those scientists, encouraged those scientists, and they have been encouraging the scientific community to get that prize, which is very, very valuable. And today's time, if you see that if somebody is getting Nobel Prize from any field, it's a matter of pride. So not everybody is going to get Nobel Prize. For that matter, you have to really work hard. Your work should be unique. But we can learn a lesson from this thing. There are many people who were not got Nobel Prize also. Their works also are very, very good, and they are also doing for the humanity. But there is something special when somebody is awarded as a Nobel laureate. So this is a topic probably uh, it's a, you can say for common people it's an illusion kind of thing, a kind of imagination that probably they won't be able to get one day. But honestly speaking, it's a fair process. If anybody has got courage or challenge, probably one day, if your innovations are good, if you are doing for the humanity, you might know, but for that matter, nobody thinks that somebody is going to get a Nobel Prize one day. It comes by default sometime. So Nelson Mandela never thought he's going to get Nobel Prize, and he has never thought that I'm going to get Nobel Prize. Let me do some social work. Let me go to jail and let me, like, fight against poverty, fight against black and white, so racism. So that is not the case. So it's a process at the end of the day. Friends, I've been talking for a long time now. Let me check my food is ready. The cat's food might be ready. Okay, it's ready now. Now it's hot. Yes, now I have to clean it. So let me do this job. Let me clean this thing. So it's boiled. So I have to do something. Take a trace. This is going to help me make it separate. So these things are ready. It's boiled chicken, right? This is ready. So what I need to do, I need to take some for the cats. So now I have to offer them those foods. So I'm just going out. Now see, they are eagerly waiting to have those foods. So let me keep it over here. Let me bring their trays to offer food. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Please take those chickens. Can be given in two parts. So they can eat now. So now they are enjoying their food. So this is the thing they are waiting for. Night o'clock, night 11 o'clock to this time. Now almost how many hours? 7, 8 hours gone. So let them eat. So now I want to conclude by saying that human spirit is very very important. You need to follow certain people in your life, so which can influence and change your life forever. So is nothing impossible in life. You have to find the possibilities in impossibilities. Those are the challenges. If a cat and dog can survive in this world, when God they have created you as a human being, the most evolved animal in the earth. So if some minds are thinking to go to Mars, why not you won't be able to think for your own day-to-day basis thing? The basic thing is you can always do and you can manage your life by doing any means. So please do whatever you want to do, whatever good things you want to do, think it, write it out, then try to execute it. Thinking has got no end. You have to stop thinking somewhere. Once you finalize your idea, then the part is coming execution plan. So if you think rest of your whole life, nothing is going to happen. So be a rational thinker. You know where to break, what to do, what not to do. So if you are not able to do that, you go back history, read all those philosophers, extract some idea, some knowledge, what are exactly they are doing, and if you are able to follow little bit, that is going to change your life forever. So once again, thank you very much. So it's a good to interact with myself and with my friends to share my understanding. So now if you see, the cats are really really happy. Their happiness and joy is a priceless. Her mummy is, they're all mummies are sitting ideally and watching that first their kids would eat, then she's going to eat. Sometimes it gives their coaching the how to eat, how to do all kind of things. So once again, this is a kind of a funny video, I would rather say, but whatever meaning you want to extract, probably you can extract it. Thank you very much once again. Bye bye. Take care. Bye.